How's everybody out there?
I have allergies.
Yeah, I figured that out a while ago.
Everyone's saying thank you.
Just give permission for all this energy and goodness to come in. Don't worry about it. Like I say, God loves you. God is not out to deceive and harm you. So really let these big things in and just trust a little bit. Let it bring that change. If you don't like it, you can always go back to the past, and you always can bring back in any. God never takes anything from you you don't want to let go of. So allow these things to come in and really, really experience and see where it takes you and what it's all about. I always say to people, give it 1 year. Like, choose to be sober for 1 year. Maybe you'll actually really enjoy it. If not, the bars are still there. You can always go back.
They're still open.
Yeah. They're not running away. And it's the same with anything else. Give it a little time. Really see what's going to show up, what's going to really, really go on in your life. And what I'm sharing in that, I really hope it's bringing a lot of good things, and whatever it's doing, it's bringing change. And like I say, the universe connected you to this for some reason. And like I say, thank you for honoring that. The prayers, they change a lot, but like I say, everything is ancient intelligent. When you think the creators is hundreds and hundreds of billions of years old, and there's so many worlds and galaxies, and these energies are very, very ancient and loving, and they have evolved, and so you realize how big that really is.
I don't want to mispronounce this, but Shanice is saying it's amazing that you share your gifts in this way.
No, I believe it belongs to the world. That's what my granddad always told me. He says, all this knowledge, it's like you look at the Tibetans. They share their knowledge all over the world. You look at the Taoists. They got temples. They share it all over the world. It's like whatever is there. It's like in yoga. It's in all kinds of other practices. So with the natives are supposed to be doing this too. They're supposed to be doing all kinds of stuff. Like if you look at the Sioux people, there's a guy called Arvo Looking Horse. And he goes places and he does ceremonies and he shares and he does prayers. He does all kinds of different things and he travels. They go all over the place. And this is prophecy, and everything came from the Creator. And it doesn't belong to one person or one thing. It belongs to everybody. And the people who are using it in the right way, it's just going to change their lives. I always stayed connected to the universe. I've always prayed. I've always believed in the angels, God. I've always believed in the future. I connected with elders and shaman and medicine men, and I've searched for answers. I was taken away from my granddad at 9 years old, put in a residential school, and it was like a prison for children. I didn't like it. I didn't like the minister that ran it. I didn't like his wife. So eventually I ran away because I didn't like what went on in that place. And basically I learned to survive. I went back and stayed with my grandfather over a little bit, then he crossed to the other side camp. I slowly adventured out this way. When I was 26, I moved to Edmonton, Alberta. And I met Cree elders and others, and I started into their ways, practicing, learning their language, and working with elders, and learning about being Muskapios, going to sweat lodges, and helping different kinds of elders doing ceremonies. They taught me a lot in that, and I would search out a lot of things looking for answers in that. And I love this path, this spiritual path, and I went off my path and I got lost and confused along the way, and then I get on, and then I go off, then I get on. And when I was 30, I asked the Creator to help me. I says, if I'm meant to be on this earth and I'm meant to be doing things, then I need you to come in and help me, because I can't live this way anymore. I don't want to drink. I don't want to do drugs. And I don't know why I'm on this earth, and I don't know who I am or what I am, and I don't know because, like I say, I don't fit in anywhere. People don't understand me, and I have all these things, and my mom is scared of me and my family, so I don't really belong anywhere. So I asked the universe to help me, to heal, to change, and would bring people and things into my life. So I prayed that, and all of a sudden I didn't do drugs or booze anymore. I started really going into all these practices, and I started living a lot of things my granddad taught me and others along my way. And I made promises, and I followed and lived by these things. And I've been out here for 34 years. And I've learned a lot of things, and I try to teach that. And I try to take this knowledge and share it. Because, like I say, it belongs to everybody. It's not one culture's. And the natives are meant to really, really do a lot to help the world. And they have knowledge that belongs there. And through my learnings and teachings and that, I try to share that. But I've read a lot of books, I've searched out a lot of knowledge, and I try to share it to help others realize you can find the same thing. You can find books and read them and get the knowledge. You can go on YouTube, you can do all kinds of things. And we have this thing called a brain we're meant to use and we're supposed to think because we're very intelligent. But we're so used, we've been programmed in school and that somebody's got to tell us, or somebody's got to give us permission, or somebody has to do this, or we have to have a certificate or whatever. But really everything is here in the mind. And through a lot of things I have learned that really it's all up here. And if you're really connecting with the Creator and the universe, it's going to respond, it's going to answer, it's going to transform your life. It's going to do many wonderful things, and this is where people have to learn to talk to the spirits, to your ancestors, however, whatever you believe God to be. And praying is like a radio you're broadcasting. Meditating is sitting and waiting for the TV to turn on, because the universe is going to show you things, it's going to tell you things, it's going to give you experiences. And to pay attention to these things. Don't sit there and go, oh, I'm going to sit in nirvana, nothing exists, I don't hear anything, I don't see anything, God doesn't do anything, I'm just going to sit and say, oh. When I close my eyes and I ask questions, I get shown things, I hear things, I smell things, all kinds of stuff goes on. And the universe is always trying to guide and show us things. That's why we dream. When we go to sleep, we go into dream time. We go into the future. We create. We find people. We manifest. We do all kinds of stuff. The universe brings in angels, teachers, all kinds of stuff in our dreams. So in our dreams, our mind sees things as TV turns on. We agree with people to do all kinds of things. So tomorrow we'll wake up and all these experiences will go on, but we've created it. We've opened our minds. We have created. And we manifest and brought these things in. Meditation is to allow the Creator to come in, the angels, the ancestors, and the spirits, to open this pineal gland, to open up all these magic doors and these eyes in our mind, to help us to connect to the biggerness, to connect to the Earth Mother. Talk to the Earth Mother. She'll open up your mind. She has sacred temples. She has knowledge, she has wisdom, she has all kinds of stuff. And if you sit quietly and you just be quiet and allow this, it's going to turn something on. All of a sudden you'll see and know all kinds of stuff. Don't get afraid of it. Don't get superstitious. If it's happening, there's a reason. Write it down. Do it over and over and over. And keep writing it down. Search other people that do the same thing. Sit down with them. Explain, this is what I'm seeing. Maybe they're seeing the same thing as you. Maybe the visions and the dreams and everything you're having, everybody else is having. But have you talked to anybody to find that out? Do you feel safe enough to do something like that so that you can understand you're no different than half the population on this planet. But people want to be afraid and are only focused on the negative. So that's all they attract. That's all they manifest. That's all they create. And all they do is run around and they asking God, oh, please show me everything, but I'm so terrified I don't want to see it anyways. And God's, well, don't ask to see it because I'm not going to bless something you don't want. So don't confuse yourself or your angels or God. And this is where if you find people and you sit with them, magical things happen. If you really believe in your ancestors, you really believe in the light that created all things, you really believe there's something very magical that created and is a part of your life and has been there since you were born and has been there many lifetimes before you were a human in other worlds and galaxies, and will be there millions of years in other worlds and galaxies into the future. It really loves you. It wants you to experience things. It's called evolution. And like I say, on my path, I have experienced a lot of things and I like to share. And I'm glad for people like you coming on and sitting in and inviting us into your home. And I'm praying there's a lot of good things that are going to come through for you. It's going to fill your home. It's going to bring changes. And if that's what you really desire and want, it's going to happen. It's not something you need to create superstition around or get afraid of. And you can really, really thank the Creator. You can thank your ancestors. You can thank all kinds of wonderful things. You can thank the sun whenever it comes up over the horizon. You can thank the water on the ocean as it pushes into the shore, if that's where you go and meditate. Because the water is very powerful. It's in everything. We're 70-80% water. So whatever we're thinking, the water already knows and hears. There's water vapors all around us. So there's many, many wonderful things there, and just becoming conscious of it and wanting to understand how to work with it. Because these things, they don't want to work with you if you're not going to understand and do things in the right way. Because they don't want you to hurt yourself. They don't want you to create karma. So that's where, like I say, being patient, allowing these things to happen in their own way, to stop forcing and bullying. Stop telling the universe what to do. It already knows. It knew before you were born. It knows after you step off this planet. Even before the next lifetime you come in, it knows. But we have this tendency to bully the universe around and tell it what it needs to do. And we want to be manifestors and all kinds of stuff, but sometimes it's just being patient with the universe and just seeing all the beautiful things it can do. Because there's so many wonderful things that want to come into your life, but you also have to believe you're deserving of it. And once it comes into your life, what do you want to do with it? And like I say, there's a responsibility to gifts and abilities. It's not just something to take, play around with, and then throw in the garbage and pretend you didn't do anything wrong. Lots of people want to astral travel so they can go into people's bedrooms and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, that's not what astral traveling is about. And some people even ask me, can you teach me this? And I'm like, for what? I'm like, you're not going to do right by with it. I have no interest in teaching you that. You don't want somebody showing up in your bedroom when you're doing things, or you're in your living room and you're doing black magic or something. You don't want somebody standing there watching you doing all these silly things. So why do you think people want you showing up in their rooms and other things without their permission? So like I say, there's a responsibility to everything, and if you're really responsible, the universe is going to give you everything, because they know you won't hurt anybody and you won't do anything wrong. And that's the way the Creator really is. He doesn't deny you anything. He'll give you an experience. And if you want to bully the universe around, it will give you things and it will scare the hell out of you. And maybe you'll realize, it's like, I've been impatient. I don't understand this. I'm not ready for it yet. and you'll allow the universe in a kind and gentle way. And once you start doing that, it really, really opens up and becomes very beautiful and very magical. And there's so many wonderful people and things around that are going to help in all kinds of ways. And you're going to find yourself in the future, if you make all the right decisions and you choose to do the right things, the universe will get you there. And you don't have to fear. You don't have to do things. The universe is, like I say, beyond what sometimes we want to perceive and understand it to be. And this is where everybody is getting that choice. Really, really think about this year. Like I say, it's a number 7. 7 is about your own spiritual growth. So that means the whole planet is under the number 7 in 2023. 2, 2, and 3 is the number 7. Number 7 is your soul. What are you growing spiritually? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Because it's going to take you in. It's going to keep making you look at your beliefs. It's going to keep making you look around. And the whole world is in this. For 365 days we're in this. And each day we take away one day. By the end of the year, what have you done on your spiritual growth? Because the following year is going to be a number 8. And that one is continuum. It's a figure 8. It's a roller coaster that goes up and down, and it's constantly going. And the thing with the number 8 is at the top. You look at the middle and you look at the bottom. So when you're up here, you get to the middle, you know what is going on there. So when you get to the bottom, you have the answer to change things. So you can go back to the top and look at the next thing and ride this continuous circle. People always ask me if I mentor people. I like sharing things. I like having people learn and grow. And I share a lot of stuff, and I like people doing some of the work in that. And if you really watch all these videos and you really listen, you're just going to really learn a lot. I don't try to tell people where to go or what to do. I don't really like preaching. I've investigated a lot of things throughout my life. I like talking about Joe Dispenza. He was a massage therapist, no, chiropractor, and he broke his back. He healed his back, and while he was healing his back, he read a book about Ramtha. And then he found the Ramtha School of Enlightenment, that's J.Z. Knight and Yelm, Washington, and he went there. And he was really curious about the healing, what Ramtha had to say. So he spent 3 years there working and learning and other stuff. And after 3 years, he went back to school and became a neuroscientist. So now he's studying the mind on how we use our mind to change reality, to spontaneously heal, to go into these states like shamans and yogis, and how we access the universe. And he's the one that talks about alpha, beta, theta, delta, and then this gamma, and how spiritual people have this part in their brain they open called gamma.
I'm actually just about done his course right now.
Oh, wow.
So you can go online, you can do the progressive workshop and the basic one. You have to do both of those before you can go to a workshop, an advanced workshop. And I'm telling the universe, I want to go really badly, so I'm making sure I get it done now. But yeah, freaking amazing meditations.
Yeah.
Like, holy, my mind has been blown.
Yeah, and this is where I like sharing this, because if you start accessing this, it's on. He's got a lot of different stuff. I've seen where people have practiced his stuff and they've changed their lives. They've gone to his workshops, they've bought his books, and how they've had spontaneous healings, how they've had all kinds of beautiful things happen. And it's all inside here, this thing called our brain. But this world doesn't want us to understand the power of our mind. We only use 10% of it. And if you really understand, you can go in and you can access a bigger part of your brain back here. And you can do all kinds of amazing things. And that's what the age of Aquarius is. And the age of Pisces is ended because now the scientists are all proving this. And that's what the age of Aquarius is about. People say, oh, it's going to be still 200 years before we're in the age of Aquarius. I believe the age of Aquarius started, the age of Pisces was ending. I think it started in 1850. And they say it takes up to 200 years to burn out all the old energies and everything. And we're getting close to that 200 years, and we're ready to step into the future and release the old Piscean times and all these other kinds of things. And I believe Rudolf Steiner, Blavatsky, and that, they were the ones that opened these doors. They brought all this knowledge and they started accelerating us into the future. Same with Hitler. The things he did, it brought in computers, it advanced us. We started rocketing into the space. We started doing a lot of things. We put satellites up in the sky, and it changed our reality and moved us thousands of years forwards. If it wasn't for a lot of these things, we'd still be riding around in horse and carriage and all these other things. We wouldn't have advanced as fast. So I think the age of Aquarius, we're already in that energy, and we're just ending this old Piscean energy, and we're going to bring in something really, really big and beautiful. And like I say, this depends on Barbara Brennan, Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, a lot of these scientists, Michio Kaku, and then they're proving string theory. They're using quantum physics and many, many other things to prove the truth of the universe and many, many other kinds of realities. And this is helping us to evolve and grow and get rid of superstition and woo-woo and all kinds of other things that are very old and archaic. And science is going to prove it, that whatever we do, if we follow this in the correct way, everybody's going to have the same experiences. And we're going to understand the Creator, the energy, the life force. We're going to give it new names. We're going to know how to use it in a way more efficient, better way. But we got to use it in love and compassion. And it's about everybody. It's not about the self. And these selfish ways are old, and they're going to stay in the 3D. They're not a part of the future. We have to think bigger, and we have to heal the world, and we got to come together and really, really bless. And this is where the natives have to step up and play their part. And I try my best to open those doors and reveal and share. And I love stuff from New Zealand. I love stuff from Australia. I love stuff from Tibet and all over the world. And God gave all these practices to the world. Everybody has a doorway in their culture to connect to the Creator of light. But the world tried to make us afraid and only focus on the negative. If you're really searching for the light, it's going to find its way to you. It's going to open doors. It's going to reveal things. It's going to do all kinds of really amazing, beautiful things.
There's a lady here named Miriam, and she's in Belgium, and she said, she's like, English isn't my first language, but I can understand what you.
Really? Wow, beautiful.
I was like, I knew that you would love that.
Beautiful. There's a lot of videos there. I could say, if you find them, I explain a lot of things. When I pray, I try to incorporate this really super intelligent energy that's the Creator. It's atoms. It's all kinds of things. And they really want to connect to us. They really, really want to work with us, but they don't want to work with us if it's destructive. If it's being used or manipulated, or it's being done in a selfish, wrong way, then it's not going to come forwards. It's like crystals. Crystals want to help us to a point, but then they won't do what they did in the time of Atlantis and that. Because it got used wrong, and it could have blown up the world. It could have destroyed. And so the crystals don't want to do that again. They'll help mankind to a certain point. We have to connect back to the plants because the plants are the healers. The roots, the berries, the trees, everything. We got to go back to understanding them because they're the medicine. They're the ones that do the healing. Because without them, they don't nourish our body. They don't heal us. It's like going back and really understanding garlic or really understanding dandelion and all these things.
Spiritual Storm says, hi from Australia. And Zach Man says, you are shining. You're making my phone brightness go up and down.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you for that.
How cool is that?
Like really understanding auric fields. Seeing the energy that comes off people. Because it doesn't lie. If a person is spiritual, you're going to see the energies in them. Their emotions and their feelings and their humanness might distort it a little bit. But if they're really, really somebody that's doing something to help the planet, you're going to see that in their auric energies. It's going to radiate off them because it has a brightness. It has something. And we all have 4 colors. When we're born, we come in carrying 4 colors. And if you understand those 4 colors and you can really see them, it's going to tell you everything about the person. Learning to wear those colors is really, really important. If you came in to be a person that works with the heart chakra has 2 colors. It has green and it has pink. And you have to use those 2 colors. When it's really, really lots of green, it's got really lots of God's love and energy and manifestation and creation. And when you really understand how to balance and work with these, when you wear these energies, it opens you up to these different frequencies. It's like connecting you into the rainbow frequencies in the planet and the earth. There's vibrations. So when you wear these and you're praying and you're doing things in the correct way, it's going to open you up and hold you in those higher octaves and those planes. And it really allows the Creator and the spirits to come in, these masters, these teachers, these guides. And they really, really come in, but they see where you will go off your path or if you're doing this in the right way or wrong way. And they won't try to put you in this if it's destructive. Because they don't want karma.
Are you open to everyone using their gifts and
Yes.
seeing your colors?
Totally.
All right. Tell them what to do.
Well, if you want to look and see and share what you see around, if you see spirits, you see colors, whatever, please go ahead. If you have the ability and you want to share, let us know. If you see Mercedes or you see Cindy's energy.
Yeah, let's have them focus on you first and then focus on me so that we don't get jumbled.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everyone focus on Joe and use your gifts and see what you see around him. People have been sharing in the comments, so...
I always give permission that if my angels want people to see or my native guides or...
I think Cam said that there was he said there was a red Terra beside you and was offering you red feathers.
Oh, beautiful.
Like, wow, that was
I
cool.
welcome the red Terra. And all the healings and all the good blessings and the feathers and whatever, please come on in. I definitely can use whatever you're willing to bring in and assist. Thank you. Yeah.
Bluish purple, says Prime. Jennifer's like, I'm so hypnotized.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I'm channeling in that, there's an energy, there's angels, there's stuff, and it's God's energy. And a lot of people, they feel like they're hypnotized. Some people feel like they're stoned. And like I say, it's God's blessings. And you feel really, really safe and you're receiving all kinds of really wonderful things. And this is where sometimes when you feel safe, you just allow this to come in, to fill your home, to do all these wonderful things. And it's been waiting for you, but sometimes we don't know how to call in and ask to have what is ours. And then God will connect you with something like this and all these amazing things go on.
People are saying white. I think white's coming up a lot. And also mostly just a sense of like a glow. Or like just like that they're aware there is an energy around you.
Yeah. And the thing is, people, they know about 7 chakras, but then there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It goes higher and higher and higher and higher on spectrums. And it goes up to really, really high places. And these energies come in. Some people see like a big heart above somebody, and that's the crown chakra. And some people see it in a heart energy. Some people see like a big giant bubble around the head with all kinds of different colors of energy vibrating in and out. That's your halo. And some people have really, really big ones. Some people see crystals and diamonds and other things in the chakras. Some people see all, like sometimes when I'm talking, people will see colors and energy and symbols as I'm talking flowing through the air. Lots and lots of beautiful things go on. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind if people pray that the Creator heal my heart chakra and my heart. Because there's a lot of wounds and a lot of hurt right from childhood, and definitely I can use a prayer like that. And I'm always open for the spirits to come in. Does anybody see my animal guides and spirits? Is there any animals around me? Like, what wants to show itself?
Someone was saying praying mantis is
Oh,
around
wow.
you.
That's cool.
Someone said owl. Buffalo coming up right on your right. Wolf. Someone sees a snake.
See, one of the things is I work with really lots of different animal spirits, and they all come and go. And this is where I always tell the Creator, whatever needs to work with me, I invite it in as long as it's willing to do good and help. And this is where lots of things just come and go all the time.
With love, Bella Nicole says eagles in flight. Adrian closed his eyes and saw a bear to your left. Margie saw a 7-foot pole / post with feathers on top and an energy that holds it but can't see it. Jennifer sees a rising phoenix. Sorry, was it? Courtney says, I feel like your back bothers you.
Yeah. I got hit 20 years ago by a dump truck that just about severed my spine in 4 places. And like I say, it did a lot of damage. And as I get older, it's like, so I go to acupuncturists, I go to people, and I try to do the best I can to, because I believe it's going to heal. But like I say, there's a lot of old injuries and energy in that needs to really get cleared out. And in these breaks, sometimes when you have an injury, like I got this here, you could see how the bone hasn't mended corrected. The knuckle is down here, it's not where it should be. And the bone is sitting wrong. And when there's an injury like that, negative energy gets in. Because there's a break in the auric field. And negative people look for these kinds of things and they'll send energy in. And like I say, I try to keep my energy as clear as I can, but like I say, there's times in that where things get in. So I try to find healers in that will just really, really listen to the Creator and help to clean it all up, say prayers, heal it. So when I heal, I can do things for them and other people too. And that's where everybody gets tested and stuff. So that's where I go to people and I trust. Sometimes I go to people and instead of helping me, they end up hurting me and they do a lot of harm to me. And then in the harming me, it harms other people. So like I say, there's things in, and I just go through it because I believe in the Creator and I really believe everything in my body will be healed. And I believe my age will reverse my body and everything. And I believe in the future, my body can look like 30. I believe in that, and I believe that's a possibility, and these kinds of things are going to be a reality. So, like I say, it's just finding the right things and just keeping at it until it all corrects itself.
Every time you say it, I believe it more and more.
Yeah. And the more we believe that, the more it brings that reality in for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not supposed to die. We're supposed to live for thousands and thousands of years. So
I remember remember the first time you said 200, I was like, cracked. And
Mhm.
then now I'm like, 253, 800? I don't know. We'll see.
Lots to learn. If you want to
Yeah.
live that long, imagine all the beautiful things you'll see and all the things you'll learn and all the things you'll teach. Like, it's quite amazing. And
Absolutely.
I want to see people living on this planet 10,000 years, 100,000 years. I want to see that. I want to be on this planet when people, like I say, can live 1,000,000 years. Imagine what you would know. Imagine the things you would be able to do. It's beautiful.
Be so cool. I don't know. I'm excited. Just reading Dolores Cannon lately, where she talks about how Earth was originally like a vacation
Yeah.
for people to like, or for souls to like come and explore what it's like to be dense, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, these people are kind of dumb. We're smarter than them. We can take over and make them our slaves. And then all of this happened, and now we're like, oh God, we have to fix this crap.
Yeah. And that's where we all made these choices, and that's part of the evolutionary growth, and we're at the finish of it. And now we could take back on these really, really beautiful things, and we can change this planet, and we can, like I say, evolve this planet, and all sorts of amazing things can happen.
Adrian sending Tiny Diny! Thanks, Adrian! Everyone knows it's my favorite because they send Tiny Diny and then always in the comments I go, Tiny Diny!
Right?
But Green Mango Squad says, hi from Trinidad.
Wow, beautiful.
I saw a hawk with open wings and I saw a spirit shift off to the right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I love when people see things. Like I say, we all see differently, and like I say, the universe is showing you that, so there's, like I say, things, and to honor that. And maybe you can even sometimes see your own spirit guides and animals. They'll come into your dreams and other things. You can talk to them and they can teach you stuff. They can give you strength. They can help you. They can heal you because they know herbs. They know plants. They know all kinds of things. And some people have crickets as their animal spirit. Some people have fish. Some people have spiders. All kinds of different things. And it's like, don't fear the animals. Don't fear snakes or anything. And an animal comes into your dreams. It's coming there for a reason. It's not there to hurt you. It's there trying to help you. But you have to get past your fears or superstitions or whatever. And you have to learn to trust that this is going to be something really, really good. And that's the beautiful thing about it all.
Shanice said, my guides allowed me to send energy for you, like a long rectangle sheet of light or something. I don't know.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I'm afraid of spiders, but I feel like maybe they're actually my animal guide. Yeah. Same, Courtney. I've been working on that one for a while.
Yeah. And spiders are really, really beautiful. They have no real desires to harm anybody. It's just like any other animal. It's like they just want to live their life. When I was a little child and I used to not want to get hurt, I used to go out of town. I used to go to the dump. And the dump was my favorite place to go because nobody would beat me up. Nobody would pick on me. Nobody would try to curse me or call me names. And there was broken down old cars and I could be a race car driver. And there was wolves and bears and eagles around and they would never bother me. People used to always, you stop going to the dump now, the bear's going to get you, or the wolf, or this and that. And they would never bother me. And they were like always guarding and protecting me. They would watch me. And I always learned to listen to the bear. If it was digging around or it was eating, if it barked or it made certain sounds, I would stop and look at the bear. And if it would do it again, I'd slowly walk back until the bear didn't feel threatened. Then I would just go on about. But they would never come and intentionally harm me. And there'd be eagles all over sitting in the trees watching. When cars would come, I go run and hide behind big piles of garbage and everything, or I go sneak and sit in the car. They come and dump all their stuff. And then sometimes I'd dig through the garbage and I'd find gold chains and rings and money and stuff. And I'd just play around all day. And I'd take everything I'd find sometimes and I'd leave it in a pile for somebody to come along and find. Sometimes I'd find a wallet full of money and stuff like that. And I just left it there. And there were spirits and other things that were there guarding and protecting me. And this was my kingdom because I could be anything there. And years later I went back and they covered it all over in gravel and everything. And I went to this old area and I was sitting there and remembering in my childhood, and I'm looking around and I was looking in the bushes and I was like, oh, that's one of those cars I used to go and sit in and pretend I was a race car driver, stuff like that. And I'm just looking around and I could feel this energy and I was just in my mind, and then I heard this spirit says, the child has come back and is now a man. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, who's this? And I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, there's a spirit here. And it says, I am one of them that would watch over you as a child. And the spirit said, I am very proud you have come back to visit us. And it was very happy because it was looking inside me and it saw my life journey, where I've went, what I've become. And now I was there and I thanked it. And it talked with me for a while, shared a little bit and helped me to remember things and see stuff. And it was a very beautiful experience.
Goodness.
And this is where the universe is so loving, and we're in places and we think we're all alone, but we're not opening up. We're not just closing our eyes and allowing that TV to turn on. We're not allowing ourselves to feel our ancestors, our guides, our angels. We're not paying attention and connecting with our spirit animals and guides. We're not connecting with our plant relatives, the healers, the medicine. There's lots and lots of things around us. There's little fairies. There's all kinds of other kinds of elementals and that. And they're all trying to help us, but we're so busy in here that we're not allowing these really amazing things to happen. And they do come in. They're always there. And like I say, we're too busy keeping our minds closed to that. So sometimes it's just okay to be quiet. Don't ask any more questions. Go somewhere and listen to the water. Listen to the trees. Go walk through the forest and see what is there trying to help you. Find that way that meditates. Some people, you're meant to walk. Some people, when you're walking, you go into meditation. Find a place where you can walk for 10 kilometers in a circle. So you start here with a question, you go all the way around, you come back, you have your answers. Some people are meant to ride bikes. Take your bike out at your door. Ask the universe a question. Ride your bike 5-10 kilometers. Come back. See if you've received the answer. Some people are meant to do Tai Chi or Qigong, because while you're doing these movements and dancing, you go into a meditative state, and all of a sudden the universe activates something. Other people, they need to go into a gym and they need to box. They need to punch a punching bag because they get into a rhythm. And as they get going, they go into a meditative state and they're just there and this TV turns on. So find that one that works for you. Learn how sometimes to just be quiet and listen. Tell your brain to shut up and just be quiet and listen. Some people need white noise. Turn on a fan and listen to the white noise. Some people need to hear birds. Find a certain bird sound that you can focus on and just be quiet and listen. You're going to discover and find all kinds of beautiful things because you're going to learn how to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And you're going to allow your mind to open up. You're going to allow the angels. You're going to allow God. You're going to allow the truth. And it's going to do many beautiful things for you. Learn to light a candle and stare at the flame. In your mind, stare at that flame. See if you can make the flame go really long and hold it. and see if you can make the flame go really small without going out. And ask the flame, can you answer me a question? And if it goes, say, okay, well, if I ask you a question, what is a yes? Maybe it'll go, maybe it'll go, maybe it'll shrink really small. What are you going to do for a no? And then watch the flame. And then ask it something that's true and ask it something that's false. And see if the flame actually answers you. Because the fire god Agni is very ancient. It's very wise. And it can do things. And you need to learn to focus. You need to learn how to hold your thought. You want to also try something else. Get a crystal ball. Put it in front of you. Each day, be quiet and stare into that crystal ball. Till you see all kinds of things going on inside that crystal ball and hear things. Watch the movie. If that doesn't work, get a deck of tarot cards. Shuffle it. Ask it 3 questions. Flip the cards. Find a spread and flip the spread. Stare at the cards and see what your answers are. Don't open the book and say, oh, this card, oh, it's the magician. Oh, yeah, that's what it says. That's not listening to the angels in the universe. It's like me, I can focus on this feather and I can ask it things. And if I stare at it long enough, something will be shown to me. And that's patience. And that's understanding how beautiful this thing called the brain inside here that doesn't need eyes and ears, knows everything from the beginning of time to the end of time. And when you do everything right, it does many beautiful magical things. And learn to trust that. Find other people that do the same thing and practice things. Meditate. Ask to see the future. Ask to see your life. God is not going to deny you. We're all going to try to get into the future, so why not ask how you're going to do that? Who's going to be there? Where are you going to be living? If you need your body healed, then focus on that every day. Where in your body do you need healing? Is there somebody around you that's going to be able to help you? Because maybe you need a lot of energy cleared out where that injury is. Maybe there's a lot of things getting in there and it's just consuming all the energy. Maybe it needs somebody to work on it. And then your focus, you're praying. Every night you go to sleep, you ask the angels, the Earth Mother, the universe, your ancestors to doctor that area of your body and heal it. Somewhere you're going to get healed. You have to believe in it, and you have to do it sometimes for a long period of time. After I got hit by that dump truck 20 years ago that nearly killed me, I still believe my body's going to heal everything. I still believe this bone here is going to snap and it's going to be like it was never broken. I believe every bone that has been broken and fractured in my body, in my spine and everything is going to be healed. Some people are a part of that process. Some of it is just going to be spontaneous. But I believe in that. And I ain't going to stop believing, and one day it will happen. But that's mine to do. That's my long thought. That's my long thought. That's my long belief in prayer. And somewhere I know God is going to make that real. It's like many other thoughts and prayers I've carried since my childhood. I carry it for the world, and I pray other people will carry the same thing, because the more people believe in this and think this and hold it for the rest of the world, it's going to manifest and it's going to change this world in reality. Not one person is going to do it on their own. It's all of us. And that's the way the universe works. It doesn't force nothing on anyone. And the more we choose it, and the more we share it, the more quicker things happen.
Agreed. watching it happen and
Yeah.
unfold. I mean, we've all been watching it unfold and happen our whole lives, whether we were paying attention to it or not.
Totally. And it's amazing because the more you really, really understand it, and like I say, a lot of it has to do with other lifetimes and things. So, and you really, really understand everybody's on their own journey. And some of them still want to reincarnate and go down a certain path. That's theirs. It's not ours to tell them they're wrong. Because somewhere in the future, they're going to hit into this higher thing and they're going to be there with us and they're going to be changed and doing all kinds of wonderful things. They just need a little more time to do what they need. So allow them to do it. And one day you'll celebrate in the future. You'll all be there in the light. You'll all be doing something amazing. It's like my granddad told me when he died. He says, this is not it. He says, we're going to be together many, many other lifetimes. He says, in the future, you might be my mother. Maybe you'll be my grandfather. He says, but somewhere we will do this again. Maybe we'll be twins. And he says, there is no such thing as goodbye. And in the native culture and lots of other cultures, there is no such thing as goodbye. Because we just step out of this body into the real spirit world, the real truth, and then we choose to step back down and create another body to do whatever it is. And it's just transformation of energies. And when you really trust and believe in this, like I say, it's very, very magical. I really, truly thank you all for sitting in. Like I say, here it is 2:30 in the morning. Thank you from all parts of the world, Africa, Nigeria, Holland, all these other wonderful places. Belgium.
South Africa. There's quite a few South Africa.
Yeah. And I hope whatever I'm saying and doing really, really brings a lot of amazing things and brings wonderful changes. Wow. So we're going to call in the Creator again. Bless each person, each home, each life, all your family and your friends, whatever your future is all about. We're asking the Creator to come in to release all the ancestral stuff that doesn't need to be there. Anything that's old from Piscean times or other times that really are interfering or blocking you from fully becoming who you're meant to be. We ask Creator Earth Mother to help clear that up and release. Keep some of the old things stuck in the past. Because in some other lifetimes we made vows of poverty and that. And you don't need it in this lifetime. Some of you are meant to be very abundant and you're meant to be successful and do really good. So these things can get erased and removed. If you're here doing ancestral, doing 7, 10 generations and that, allow the Earth Mother and the Creator to help you with all of that, to clean it up. Releasing a lot of past lives. Don't worry if you're Cleopatra or whoever you were in other lifetimes. Because by wanting to hold on to that, you hold on to that old energy. So just be thankful for those lifetimes, whatever you've learned and grown, and move on, becoming who you truly are meant to be here now. Call in all these new angels, these ones that really understand and know what the future is all about, because they're bringing the new energies, the new blessings. Call in all these new divas and elementals and other things because they know what the future is about and how to work with them. Call in all the different guides, teachers, healers, star brothers, sisters, universal beings of love and light to come in and fill your home and bless it, cleaning up whatever needs to go. Call in all the Earth Mother's children, the 4-leg, 2-leg, wing ones, furry ones, feather ones, standing people, rock people, sky people, water people, and ask them to understand how to work with them. And if there's animal spirits that are there to give you strength or help you in many ways, ask them to really connect with you. Really, really trust in a lot of this ancient stuff because it worked. They used it for a reason. and ask to understand how to use that and help yourself and others. And always really, really trust. Go to the Creator first. Make sure you always have the Creator's protection and blessings. Because there's many mischievous things. And there's many things that will fool you in many ways. And sometimes even bring a lot of harm and things into your life. So really ask for these good things. If you're going to be going in deep meditation, or if you have to astral travel, make sure you're protected by the highest truth. It's the Creator and all the angels and galactic beings that work with the Creator and light. Whatever you're praying for other people, say the prayers. If they really need and want that, they will ask for it to come through, and it will change their lives. And wherever you need to be on the planet, whoever is your spiritual family, ask to attract that in, the teachers, and ask to have trust with inside yourself. Because undoing old beliefs and superstitions takes a long time to learn to trust yourself and bring those changes and find those other good things that's going to grow and help you into the future. Really, really use your dreams to create the future. Ask to understand your dream language. And like I say, allow yourself to manifest, understand, have joy and happiness, and live long and prosper. And do wonderful things. Be 1,000 years old. Be a master. Be whatever it is. And believe in these things, because it's only you who has to believe in it, not the rest of the world, not your family or anyone around you. You're not here to prove anything. You're just here to live. And the more you shine that light and live that belief, the more it's going to change everything, and other people will become the same. Thank you again. Hey, hey.